Did you know that after the age of 60, even one seemingly harmless exercise can silently force your heart to work harder without you realizing it? According to a report from the American Heart Association, up to 68% of people over 60 have high blood pressure without knowing the cause. Most of them believe they are exercising correctly to stay healthy, but the truth is, those common exercises, when not suitable for your age, are quietly causing serious damage to your heart. I know you are not lazy. You are simply trying to live longer and stay healthier, but after many years working in a cardiology clinic, I have seen far too many older patients walk in looking healthy on the outside, only to reveal an irregular heartbeat, sudden spikes in blood pressure, or signs of hidden heart muscle weakness, all caused by exercising the wrong way. This article will share with you 5 types of movements that older adults should avoid, even if you have heard that they are good for your health. More importantly, I will show you gentle and effective alternatives that allow you to stay active without harming your heart. This is not a warning, it is a gentle reminder, so you can continue living well, living long, and living in peace with a steady heartbeat every day. 1. HIIT. When high-intensity training becomes a heart's worst nightmare, in recent years, you have probably heard many people talk about HIIT, short for high-intensity interval training. It sounds appealing. Just a few minutes of intense movement can burn a large number of calories and supposedly improve your heart health. But with an aging heart, any form of rushing must be carefully reconsidered. Not every exercise that makes you sweat heavily is actually helping your heart. After the age of 60, your heart is no longer as elastic as it was in your youth. Your blood vessels become less flexible, and your ability to regulate heart rhythm is no longer as stable. When you push your body to move intensely in a short period of time, like sprinting for a few minutes, then suddenly stopping, your heart is forced to switch rapidly between 2 extremes, stillness and exertion, then back to rest. This process causes blood pressure to spike and the heart rate to rise irregularly, increasing the risk of arrhythmias and temporary cardiac ischemia, often without you even knowing it. A study published by Harvard Health Publishing found that older adults who engaged in HIIT had a 3.2 times higher risk of being hospitalized for heart-related events compared to those who simply walked regularly each day. The concerning part is that this damage does not occur immediately. You may just feel a little tired, a bit dizzy, or notice your heart beating faster than usual, and mistakenly assume that these are signs of an effective workout. In reality, your heart may be quietly sending out a distress signal that you have overlooked. I once saw a patient named George, 67 years old, who used to be a physical education teacher. He began doing HIIT workouts by following online videos, hoping to maintain the same strength he had in his younger years. But after just 3 weeks, he came to the clinic with persistent chest discomfort. An echocardiogram showed that his heart had been working twice as hard during each session, causing the heart wall to thicken and its pumping function to weaken. The sad part is, George truly believed he was doing the right thing. You see, the goal of exercise is not exhaustion. It is to help your heart function just enough, steadily, and sustainably over time. If you want to stay active after 60, choose gentler but still effective forms of movement, such as consistent walking, tai chi, gentle yoga, or slow swimming. These activities do not place sudden stress on the heart, but they do support healthy circulation, regulate breathing, and calm the sympathetic nervous system, a key factor in managing blood pressure and preventing cardiac events. You may have thought, I still feel strong, so HIIT should be fine. But remember, senior health is not just about how you feel today. It is about steady, long-term strength for tomorrow. If your heart is still healthy, Show it love by training moderately, consistently, and by listening to the signals your body sends from within. 2. Sit-ups and weightlifting. We are often encouraged to maintain muscle strength to fight aging, and that is absolutely true. Strong muscles help you walk with confidence, prevent falls, and maintain independence for longer. However, many older adults misunderstand the concept of building strength, leading to a silent but dangerous mistake: doing too many sit-ups, lifting weights that are too heavy, or straining the body excessively in strength exercises that are not suitable for the condition of the heart. Imagine this. Every time you try to tighten your abdomen to sit up or lift a heavy weight off the floor, your body is not only using muscle power, but also creating a large amount of pressure in your abdomen and chest. This pressure pushes back on your heart and blood vessels, causing your blood pressure to spike within seconds. For younger people, the heart can adapt quickly. But after the age of 60, when your blood vessels have lost elasticity and your heart has been working non-stop for decades, this sudden change in pressure becomes a serious concern. According to research from McMaster University, experts found that older adults who perform sit-ups or lift heavy objects with poor technique can increase their risk of heart rhythm disorders by up to 35% during and after exercise. Those with a history of high blood pressure or atherosclerosis may even experience postural hypertension, dizziness, or fainting. One of my patients, Miss Ellen, age 72, was proud of doing 30 sit-ups each morning and lifting 2 5-kilogram dumbbells, but then she began experiencing chest tightness after each session. Her blood pressure readings showed a difference of up to 40 points within just a few minutes of sit-ups. Along with signs of mild arrhythmia, Mrs. Ellen was not weak. She was simply trying to do the right thing in the wrong way. The important thing to understand is that real strength does not come from straining. It comes from control and understanding your body's limits. You do not need to give up resistance training altogether, but you do need to change your approach. Try using resistance bands instead of heavy weights. Bands allow you to adjust the level of tension and reduce the risk of internal pressure buildup. Prioritize slow, controlled movements. Combined with steady breathing, if possible, work with a trainer who understands heart health in older adults. Exercise is not wrong, but exercising the wrong way, especially with an aging heart, is not worth the risk. Do not let one incorrect sit-up force you into bed for a week. Do not let one heavy lift stop your movement journey that you have worked so hard to maintain. And you know what? It is not just the heavy movements that can strain your heart. The time of day you exercise can also silently exhaust your heart, especially when the weather becomes an invisible enemy you may not even notice. 3. Exercising when it is too cold or too hot. Have you ever wondered why a simple walk feels easy one day, but leaves you breathless and with a racing heart on another? The problem may not be the walk itself, but the outdoor temperature. After age 60, your body's ability to regulate internal temperature declines significantly, and your heart, the center of all bodily functions, is the first to be affected when the environment changes. When the weather is cold, your body automatically constricts blood vessels to retain warmth. This increases resistance in the circulatory system, causing blood pressure to rise quickly. Your heart then has to pump harder to ensure blood still reaches vital organs. For an aging heart, this is like forcing it to run a race while being tied down. On the other hand, when the weather is too hot, the body dilates blood vessels to release heat. The heart beats faster, sweat production increases, and the risk of dehydration and low blood pressure rises, a condition that can lead to dizziness, fainting, or even stroke if not treated in time. A study published by the National Institutes of Health NIH showed that people over 60 who exercise when outdoor temperatures are below 50 degrees Celsius or above 86 degrees Celsius face a 27% higher risk of cardiovascular events compared to exercising in moderate conditions. What is more dangerous is that many do not feel anything different until symptoms suddenly appear, such as shortness of breath, dizziness, or prolonged rapid heartbeat. I once treated Mr. Frank, age 75, who kept a habit of walking every morning, regardless of the weather. One winter morning, when it was only 45 degrees Celsius, he felt numbness in his fingertips and more fatigue than usual, but pushed himself to finish his usual route. Just a few hours later, he was hospitalized with a diagnosis of transient angina caused by strong blood vessel constriction in the cold. Because of one cold morning, he had to stay under cardiac monitoring for 3 days. So what is the solution? It does not mean you have to stay indoors every time the weather changes. It means choosing the right time and conditions. Try exercising indoors where the temperature is stable. If you still prefer walking outdoors, choose cooler hours, before 8 a.m. in summer or after 9 a.m. in winter. Wear layered, breathable clothing that keeps you warm, and always carry water to stay hydrated. You cannot control the weather, but you can control when you go outside and how you listen to your body. Treat the environment as part of your workout and let it support your heart instead of working against it. But even if you pick the perfect time and weather, there is still one type of movement that silently disrupts your internal balance. Many older adults do not recognize it. These are sudden, jerky movements, and this, more than anything, is the real storm inside an aging body. 4. Jumping in quick direction changes. There is something very appealing about exercises that are fast, powerful, and decisive. They make us feel young, strong, and full of energy. And at age 60 or 70, many people still want to challenge themselves with movements like jumping rope, high knees, quick direction changes in aerobic routines, or even burpees, hoping that they are still doing just fine. But what most people do not realize is that agility does not come from muscles alone. It also depends on the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, and your balance control, all of which change with age. When you jump and land, twist quickly, or shift direction suddenly, your heart must instantly adjust to new demands for blood flow, while your nervous system must send rapid signals to maintain balance. But in older adults, reflexes have slowed by 20 to 40% compared to younger years. Blood vessels have stiffened, making it harder to regulate blood pressure in sync with movement. The result is irregular heartbeat, dizziness, unsteady limbs, and a higher risk of falling or developing arrhythmias. A report from Tufts University shows that nearly 42% of falls in people over 65 happen during fast-paced aerobic exercises or quick directional changes. This does not happen because they are weak, but because the body can no longer respond quickly enough to balance force and adjust blood pressure within a short time. I still remember Mrs. Joan, age 70, who attended a dance fitness class every afternoon, just 10 minutes into a routine involving rapid direction changes. She felt dizzy, unsteady, and had to sit down. She did not fall, but her heart rate spiked to 138 beats per minute and took nearly an hour to stabilize. She did nothing wrong. She was simply trying to enjoy life, but her body could no longer keep up with that kind of joy. The solution is not to stop moving, but to change the pace. You can still maintain agility and flexibility by choosing slower, continuous, and well-controlled exercises like Tai Chi, flow-based yoga, water aerobics, or full-body stretching. These movements help your circulatory system function steadily, calm your nerves, and preserve your flexibility without shocking your heart. At this age, Good control is more important than quick reaction, and gentle steadiness is the highest expression of strength. Do not let flashy but risky movements cost you the stability you have worked so many years to build. Remember, slow and steady is the healthiest and most sustainable way to live long. However, there is one more factor that few people pay attention to. It is not about the type of exercise or the intensity. It is about the time of day you choose to move. And if you often exercise after the sun has gone down, the next part may make you reconsider. Exercising close to bedtime, after a long and busy day. The evening often feels like the only time you truly have for yourself. Many people take advantage of this quiet moment to walk around the house, ride a stationary bike, or even do a few light exercises before going to bed. It sounds reasonable. You are simply trying to maintain a regular exercise routine, but once you are over 60, working out too close to bedtime can silently disrupt your heart's natural recovery cycle. Our bodies operate on a circadian rhythm, a finely tuned internal clock that regulates activity levels, hormone production, and heart rate throughout the day. In the evening, your nervous system begins to slow down, your heart rate lowers, body temperature drops, and the brain releases melatonin to prepare for deep sleep. However, when you start exercising, especially with activities that raise your heart rate or cause sweating, the body is stimulated into a state of alertness again. This causes your heart to beat faster, increases blood pressure slightly, and delays the natural rest process. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that people who exercised after 8 p.m. had 32% lower sleep quality and an average heart rate that was 12 beats per minute higher throughout the night. This effect was especially noticeable in adults over 60. In other words, you may be asleep, but your heart is not truly resting. I once spoke with Mr. Carl, age 68, a very disciplined man. He would take a 30-minute walk after dinner every evening to digest faster and sleep better, but instead of sleeping easily, he found himself tossing and turning late into the night, often waking up around 2 or 3 a.m., sometimes with a racing heart. Only after shifting his exercise routine to the morning did his sleep gradually return to normal, and the feeling of chest heaviness completely disappeared. So what is the solution? It is very simple. Move your workout time to the morning or early afternoon, when alertness hormones are highest and your circadian rhythm is ready for physical activity. A gentle morning under early sunlight also helps your body absorb more vitamin D, stabilize blood pressure, and improve your mood. If you still prefer to move in the evening, choose light stretching, deep breathing, or relaxing meditation, but avoid exercising after 8 p.m., especially if you have a history of high blood pressure or sleep disturbances. Remember, sleep is the only time of day when your heart undergoes repair, healing, and quiet recovery. If you repeatedly disrupt this stage, it is like forcing your heart to work around the clock, a burden that no heart can carry forever. Exercise is important, but resting properly is even more essential for older adults. If you have followed me all the way to this point, it shows that you truly care about your heart, and I believe that matters more than any workout. After many years of working with older adults, I have learned one thing: real strength does not come from pushing hard, but from gently understanding what your body truly needs. You do not have to chase high-intensity workouts, lift heavy weights, or force yourself into routines meant for younger people, because aging is not a warning, it is an invitation to slow down, go deeper, and live more wisely. Small choices, like replacing a HIIT session with a 20-minute gentle walk or moving your workout from night to early morning, can make a huge difference for your sleep, blood pressure, And heart health. By changing just one small thing in your daily exercise routine, you can let your heart breathe easier. For example, switching your workout from evening to morning may help you sleep more deeply and wake up less often at night with a racing heart or dizziness. Or if you choose walking instead of weightlifting, your heart can beat steadily and calmly instead of struggling against sudden pressure spikes. If you found today's content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can receive more weekly tips. We will continue sharing videos on healthy diets, exercises, and natural remedies tailored for older adults. And what about you? Have you ever struggled with any of the exercises mentioned today? Share your story in the comments because your experience may help someone else avoid a health risk. Thank you for listening. Wishing you a strong heart, a clear mind, and gentle steps every day.